Right.
It seems like a pretty similar matchup, and we're going to continue to dive into this. What are some of the offensive keys to the game coming up next here on Locked On Sooners?
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, Jay, what is the key to the game on the offensive side of the ball for the Oklahoma Sooners?
Controlling the ball, having just possessions where you're moving the chains, run the ball, pass the ball, scramble the ball, whatever you got to do to keep the chains moving. The storm is coming through like the hurricane, if I'm correct, it's now like a category 4. And so there's going to be a lot of just rainfall going through that area, through Auburn, Alabama. With that being the case, the run game is going to be critical. Just pounding it downhill the entire time and taking care of it. That's going to be the other thing. Michael Hawkins, being a freshman, are going to try their hardest to make things as difficult as possible, John. To me, the question I ask after that is, after you say your keys, which wide receivers do you think are the most critical to step up in this game?
I mean, Jaquays, again, I think, seeing Zion Reagans take a step. I mean, again, he's gotten a lot of snaps. He's gotten a lot of opportunities to be on the field. Now he's got to take a step and be a productive member of the offense. I think this is a great opportunity to feature, a guy like Zion Kearney a little bit more. Because, again, he brings some size, some good athleticism, some good speed. He can make people miss in the open field. Get him involved, get him out there on the field. But I also think it's a good opportunity to go to a guy like Jake Roberts, get him back involved in the passing offense. If you want to run more 2 tight end sets, that's a great way to get some more veteran presence on the field as you're trying to work through your true freshman quarterback being out there. And again, it can give him some easy button throws, some 6-7 yard curls, just some stuff out to the flats that make it a little bit easier for Michael Hawkins. If there's going to be a lot of rain, you don't want to be trying to challenge things downfield. So you're going to need to use some misdirection, some play action, get guys kind of open in the flat, open over the short area, middle of the field, and make some easy options for Michael Hawkins to complete some passes. So that'd be for me. Is there a guy that you're looking at thinking we got to have this guy step up this week?
To be honest, mentioning Jake Roberts, Bauer, Sharp, and honestly, we need to get a third tight end out there. We probably need to play a lot more tight ends. Heck, I like to see Caden Helms get out there and just, go into the slot and just have a big lineup. You could put Jacoby Johnson, Ivan Carrion out there. Now you got 6'6", 6'5", 6'4"-ish, 6'2", and keep a big wide receiver room, and then bring in the other guys. Bring in Brennan, bring in Rajan, bring in Petaway, your 5'10" and down guys, and have them just go straight verticals or whatnot. You're going to have to mix it up. If anything, there's going to have to be some creativity while also being some blandness to the offense. We're still breaking in a freshman quarterback. It is not going to be fun. So Sooner fans, I hope you all are patient and just understand that this is 2009 all over again. This is exactly what this feels like, right? I put out a video talking about that. I mean, that was the year that Sam Bradford got hurt against BYU. Jermaine Gresham got hurt at tight end, so you lost him most of the year. Heck, your All-American tackle in Trent Williams was playing center in the Sun Bowl because you didn't have enough offensive linemen, right? You got a tight end that's moved to tackle. Everything you could name bad happened in 2009. So we're basically reliving that for the first time in what's this, like 16 years, 15 years? We just got to accept that we're just like everybody else. We are human, and we're unfortunately going to have a year where injuries is going to kick our butt. It sucks, but it does happen.
Yeah, you can't account for it. You can't plan on it. I mean, Oklahoma was as prepared as you could possibly be at wide receiver for the injuries, for an injury or two. I've never seen this happen before. I've never seen
four.
This not in any sport, at any position group in football.
No, it's bananas.
Seen your top 5 wide receivers all go down. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. Like Texas losing 3 running backs. You could still get pretty productive with your 4th running back because so much of playing running back is the same. It doesn't change from the high school to the college level as much. But for wide receiver, there's a big difference in the size and physicality you deal with on the outside. What else does Oklahoma need to figure out and need to do in this game? I think if they could use more misdirection, more play action, get Michael Hawkins out in the bootleg game, get him out in space with the sprint stuff, let him use his legs. He's good in the pocket. He does a really good job at finding room in the pocket to step up and throw, but let him use his legs. Get him out in space.
Yeah, I like the idea around the play action as well as letting him do the bootleg. That makes sense because, like you said, let him use his legs, let him get his scrambles in, let him get a couple yards here and there. Heck, if you want to, get the man 100 yards rushing from him being able to drop back, look fast, look, boom, boom, and then just take off, right? They're going to have somebody spy him, and that's what you want. You get them to spy, then that leaves up an open receiver or eliminates the ability to double team somebody. On top of that, honestly, I don't want misdirection. I want the offensive line to just go ahead and just muscle up and push people around. Show everybody what you were doing with Schmitty and start pushing people around. We've done this before. Do it now. That's going to be critical because that's what Auburn's going to go after, right? We always hear about the grind of the SEC and how tough it is to go up against everybody. Well, we need to go in there and just start muscling people. And I am totally down for everybody to just toughen up and just push them off. If you can push them off, make just enough space so Javonte Barnes or Gavin Sawchuk can outrun somebody on the outside, that will be super helpful for this game because then at that point, they're going to have to respect both the pass and the run as well as Hawkins' ability to scramble. Then we'll be cooking with something.
Yeah, I just want to see Seth Luttrell do something to get Michael Hawkins in a rhythm early. Kind of like what he did, what was it, the Tulane game maybe, where it just seemed like they were making a concerted effort to use the short passing game, get Jackson Arnold comfortable, confident, and then they kind of opened some things out in the running game with Arnold later in that affair. So I'd like to see them do that. Just give him some quick, easy throws, let him get settled in, let him get his feet underneath him, and then just go from there, and then just see what he's got, see what he's going to be able to do. We're not going to be able to make some grand proclamations about Michael Hawkins out of this game unless he just absolutely goes and balls out. Then you'll know you got the truth. But it would not surprise me at all to see some freshman struggles. And I don't think that that's going to be indicative of the type of player or the future that he has with Oklahoma if he goes out there and it's like completes 55% of his passes for $150 and runs for 50 and maybe has a touchdown. I don't think we'll be able to have some big grand takeaways again, unless he goes and balls out. Then you're like, okay, we got him.
Never mind. Yeah. Which I think, there's an opportunity for it, right? I think that Auburn has a solid defense. I don't think it's great. I think it's good, not great. And then I think that we have a great defense, right? I think our defense is exactly on the pace that we were hoping for. And I think this is an opportunity for them, in which we'll talk about in a minute. But if anything, we just need we need a competent offense that controls enough of the clock to where when our defense is out there, they're not going to be gassed because we're going to lean on them heavy like we're going to this entire season, as I've been saying over and over.
How about some triple option?
Hey, I ain't mad at it, right? I wouldn't be mad at that. Who gonna put at fullback? Ooh, you can put Caleb Hicks out there. Actually, run some 2-back sets. I'm down for it. Give him some 2-back sets. Put a Meka out there. Let him see if he's feeling the muscles and run down somebody's throat. Yeah. Then boom, 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 and pow, flip it out. I'm here for it. Sign me up. I'll take 2.
Yeah, I mean, they won't do it, but I think it'd be kind of fun. If you're not sure about your offensive line and you're not sure about your wide receivers, what's a way to help kind of neutralize some of the talent gap? Little triple option, wing T, exactly. Take it back to Barry and Bud. Let's do it. We'll talk defense. We'll give you our defensive keys to the game coming up next. Can they win the game for the Sooners?